Welcome, viewers. Step inside a dark and smoky room in Tehran, where 30 years of secrets burn. Thick, black smoke pours slowly from the embassy's tall brick chimney, erasing secret trust forever. Panicked men feed secret papers to the roaring orange flames, knowing their safe haven is a trap. Outside the heavy iron gates, a fierce revolution boils, ready to sever ties with a friend. How did the trusted partner become the absolute greatest foe? Let us rewind the clock to find out. February 1979 marked a brutal turning point for the Middle Eastern landscape. Inside the unofficial Israeli diplomatic base, tension hangs heavy in the choking air. The relentless grinding noise of paper shredders fills the room, masking the loud sounds of chaos outside. Exhausted officials with deep, dark circles under their eyes work frantically against the ticking clock. Sweat slowly drips down their weary faces as they hurl classified files into the blazing open fireplace. These thick folders contain 3 decades of sensitive intelligence, shared between 2 former allies. Historical records state that the sudden collapse of the Shah left foreign workers completely stranded. Exhausted men roll up their wrinkled sleeves, carrying massive stacks of top-secret documents to be burned. The flickering orange light dances across their terrified faces, revealing absolute despair. Every single torn page represents a broken promise and a geopolitical nightmare. They must destroy everything before the angry mob breaches the compound's fragile perimeter. Outside, the rhythmic chanting of the Iranian Revolution echoes through the city streets. Gunfire occasionally cracks in the distance, a grim reminder of their deadly isolation. The room grows hotter, the air thicker, as 30 years of history slowly turn into floating gray ash. These diplomats were once honored guests. Now they are hunted enemies, completely trapped within their own walls. A heavy sense of inevitable doom settles over the exhausted embassy personnel. They wipe away the dirty soot from their foreheads, continuing their desperate race against fast-ticking time. In the fragile world of global politics, a powerful alliance can shatter in a mere heartbeat. This very building, once a symbol of solid friendship, is now a highly dangerous, burning cage. If trapped in this isolated, doomed diplomatic building, what would be your first survival move? By mid-February, the fragile situation outside the compound deteriorates rapidly. A senior diplomat slumps heavily into his office chair, completely defeated by the news. He stares blankly at the now silent plastic telephone, the only lifeline to his distant homeland. The dial tone has vanished. All direct communication lines have been deliberately severed. The new revolutionary government officially commands the closure of Israeli airspace. Every single commercial flight is instantly grounded, eliminating their only safe escape route. Simultaneously, massive joint bank accounts holding millions are completely frozen without warning. The financial backbone of their 30-year partnership is now completely broken in an instant. Foreign technical workers suddenly find themselves stranded in a hostile and terrifying land. With his tie loosened and collar unbuttoned, the diplomat breathes heavily in the dark, cold shadows. He runs a trembling hand over his stubbled chin, feeling the crushing weight of absolute, total failure. Outside the compound, dangerous armed Iranian militia members tighten their aggressive blockade. They stand fiercely under the harsh yellow streetlights, tightly clutching their weathered military rifles. Their olive-green surplus jackets blend into the deep dark, projecting power and intimidation. The militia's loud, angry shouts pierce the freezing night air, demanding the immediate surrender. Records show the new regime systematically dismantled all previous Israeli ties. The diplomats are now completely cut off, isolated within their once impenetrable fortress. Fresh food supplies run dangerously low, while the psychological pressure becomes unbearable. Every minute feels like an agonizing eternity for the exhausted, trapped foreign workers. They peer anxiously through the wooden window blinds, quietly watching the armed hostile forces gather. The geopolitical chessboard has been violently flipped, leaving these men with zero protection. Even a mighty superpower like the United States could not intervene in this sudden crisis. The shadows in the room seem to lengthen, symbolizing the growing cold, dark uncertainty of their fate. A heavy, dusty clock ticking loudly on the wall marks the final hours of diplomatic presence. This is the harsh reality of global relations. True loyalty is absolutely never permanent. The diplomat closes his exhausted, tired eyes, accepting the grim conclusion of his lifelong mission. Outside, the relentless revolution continues to gain terrifying momentum by the second. The heavy steel barrels of the militiamen's rifles gleam menacingly in the cold, ambient light. They are no longer protesters. They are the new, powerful, absolute masters of this sovereign nation. The stage is perfectly set for a dramatic confrontation that will rewrite global history books. February 18th arrives. The inevitable moment of geopolitical truth is here. Under the blinding midday sun, a massive crowd of Iranian revolutionaries surges forward. Armed militiamen storm the diplomatic compound, easily climbing over the heavy iron gates. The loud sound of heavy boots echoing against concrete signals the violent end of an entire era. Fierce young men with wild eyes raise their weathered rifles into the air, shouting in glorious victory. They rip down the official plaques and tear away every remaining symbol of the old alliance. The proud, majestic flag bearing the Star of David is now violently pulled down from its tall flagpole. It falls unceremoniously to the dusty ground, trampled by the boots of the loudly cheering mob. This dramatic confiscation is not just a building takeover, it is a global statement. The defeated Israeli diplomat watches helplessly from the cold background in absolute silence. Wearing a crumpled dark overcoat, his shoulders sag under the heavy weight of this tragedy. He is completely surrounded by heavily armed guards, stripped of his diplomatic immunity. His truly muted expression conceals the deep political earthquake happening internally. The bright daylight illuminates the very harsh reality of their sudden and brutal expulsion. In moments of crushing defeat, how does a great leader maintain their quiet dignity and inner strength? Historical chronicles record this exact day as the ultimate end of a powerful alliance. The angry crowd's chanting intensifies, vibrating through the concrete walls of the massive courtyard. Every smashed window and broken door handle signifies a complete, violent rejection of the past. These revolutionaries view the captured building as a holy, glorious trophy of their uprising. The cameras flash rapidly, capturing the exact second the geopolitical balance shifted. Journalists observe in profound, silent shock as the heavily armed militia now assumes control. The diplomat is quietly escorted away, leaving behind a legacy reduced to pure rubble. His footsteps are muffled by the overwhelming roars of the victorious young rebel fighters. With his departure, a dark, invisible curtain falls permanently over 30 years of secrets. The dark, empty offices loudly echo with the aggressive footsteps of men wearing heavy combat boots. Torn papers fluttering in the cold wind are all that remain of the complex intelligence networks. The grand architecture of the building now serves as a grim monument to a sudden betrayal. Heavy rifles are raised high against the overcast sky, forming a silhouette of absolute power. The takeover was swift, truly bloodless, and yet deeply devastating on a global political scale. Every dark shadow in the courtyard seems to whisper the tragic narrative of great fallen empires. The Revolutionary Guards firmly plant heavy boots on the ashes of burned secret diplomatic files. Their faces show no mercy, only the fiery passion of a newly established religious order. By firmly securing this location, they boldly challenge the established Western hegemony. The loss of this strategic foothold sent massive shockwaves directly into American intelligence. It was a brilliant display of psychological warfare, executed with terrifying precision. The ultimate insult to the former allies was yet to be fully revealed to the whole world. Days later, a famous figure arrives to claim the ultimate prize of this political upheaval. Yasser Arafat, the Palestinian leader, steps onto the embassy's grand balcony. He wears his signature olive military jacket and the distinctive black and white keffiyeh. A bold, triumphant smirk crosses his face as he gazes down at the massive, cheering sea of supporters. In his firmly raised hand, he holds a heavy, antique brass key, a powerful symbol of new ownership. This heavy metal key formally unlocks a brand new chapter in the turbulent Middle Eastern saga. The former Israeli stronghold is reborn as the Palestinian embassy headquarters. Sunlight catches the brass key as Arafat waves it victoriously, solidifying the transition. The crowds roar in absolute ecstasy, witnessing the birth of an unexpected alliance. Arafat stands boldly on the high balcony, claiming a massive victory for his own people. The black and white keffiyeh dances in the wind, marking a brand new era of regional conflict. This single key exchange sends a very loud threat to the leaders sitting inside the White House today. Iran proudly declares its deep allegiance to the armed Palestinian resistance movement. The previous strategic balance of the entire Middle East is now completely shattered and gone. 3 long decades of secret intelligence sharing vanish without a single trace in the dark wind. A heavy, massive iron door slams shut forcefully, securing the newly captured headquarters now. A giant brass padlock is firmly attached, locking out the former Western allies forever. This locked gate stands as a powerful, silent warning to any nation dealing with the new regime. The chilling isolation of those trapped diplomats shows the true danger of global politics. Treaties and sacred promises mean absolutely nothing when a fiery revolution explodes. The ashes resting softly in that cold embassy fireplace contain the ghosts of a broken friendship. History clearly proves that a mighty fortress can fall in just one violent, single afternoon. The men who burned those secret documents survived, but their life's vital work was completely erased. Tehran successfully replaced a Western proxy with a highly motivated resistance force. This single historical event dramatically reshaped modern military strategies globally. The closed embassy door remains a powerful testament to the harsh nature of cold, bitter war. By handing this key to an armed opposition group, Iran boldly shifted the entire Middle East. Was this a brilliant strategy or a grave mistake? Share your deep thoughts in the comments section below. Please like this video, share it with your good friends, and subscribe to our channel for more history.